Hello everyone, this is my video on SPSS data analytics, and here this is not a professional video. Um, I'm doing this video for supporting my juniors for their research works. So some of them talked to me and they found that some difficulties in recording data and converting their data and calculating their data. So therefore I'm doing this video as a guide for them. So as you see here, this is a data set. So now you can see here a variable called serial number and another variable called name and age, gender, height, weight, and blood glucose level. That means this is blood glucose concentration. This is mentioned as milligram per deciliter. And here I have added some random names, so don't bother about any data here. Just think these data are as your survey data. Okay, so here it's this row is first row, second row, third row. So each row carry one subject. That means this number 1 means, so that particular questionnaire serial number is 001, and according to that questionnaire the participant's name is Clinton Naraja and his age is 28, his gender is 1, and height 172 centimeters this is, and weight is 60 kgs. And again here glucose concentration I have just mentioned. And for this from this we are going to do some changes and conversions. We are going to record into different variables, and sometimes we are going to record into the same variable. Sometimes we are going to calculate things and stuff. So likewise here the second participant, the second subject, serial number of the questionnaire is 002, and the name, age, and things. So I shuffled some of my family names and few random data here. So before that, before you are converting any data, before you are doing any conversion or recording data, you need to make sure that each individual variable is in right uh, format. That means when you are moving into variable view, you see serial number. I have given string here. Serial number means it's a numeric, but why I have given string here is, otherwise you won't get that 001, because 001 means that is numerically 1. So if you want to add that as a 001, likewise, because you are putting numbers into your questionnaires like this one, no? So for that I mentioned this is trickily as strings. And here the column width, decimals, and these things I guess you may know. If you are not aware of these things, just put a comment, then I can help you with that one. And so here again name is string because you are typing words, so again I have kept this one as strings. And age, then it's numeric data. Yeah, it's numeric. Gender numeric. Why I have put numeric is because you see I have entered 1 2 1 2 in gender section. So here you see 1 Clinton Rajas, that's I consider 1 as male and number 2 as female. So I have given this numbering because I am going to do a thing in variable view. I'm going to give values for each gender. That means the value 1 which is mentioned in the data view, 1 means male, so I'm adding here. Okay, then again 2 I'm adding as female, right? So add, so both are added. So now I'm giving OK. So in data view you see it's converted as male female male female likewise. So for that only I kept uh, gender in numeric section, numeric, right, type. And so now you have idea how to add values. Going into this one, you see there is 3 dots and some switch kind of thing like that, and then you press it, you will find a dialog box, this one, like this one. So in that you are giving the value. That means if you are considering number 1 as male, and give the number 1 here and the label here. So likewise you add it. So I think you are clear with that one. So usually gender is a, it's not a scale. You can't measure that one, right? You can count still, but you can't measure that. There is no 1.1, 1.2 likewise. So, and also there is no order. So I consider this is as nominal category. So measures, this is very important because most of you are not aware of these measures. If you're not clear in this measure section means, then definitely you will end up with some problem with your analytics, your calculations, and your entire server work. So better you should little aware of these things, a little more aware of these things actually. And height, so I am given height in centimeters and weight in kilograms. You see in label section I have given, yeah, sorry, I'm going to change this one into, sorry again. So height in centimeters, weight in kilograms. So here again glucose means the blood glucose concentration. So I have mentioned that is in milligram per deciliters. So these 3 are scales. So these are the things that you need to be careful with these. So when you are doing your research analysis or data transfer, so just make sure is these things are okay. So I'm giving you this one just to give an idea, because if without doing this, without explaining this thing, if I'm moving into direct data transfer means you will end up with some problems or troubles. So that's why. Okay, now we are moving into the data view. So we are going to do 2 things. One is how to record a variable into new variable, and how to calculate data in SPSS. In recording a variable into new variable means you already have a data. That means this variable height, let's consider this height is your variable. So you need to convert this variable into a new variable. Like here I have given this one in centimeters, so you need this one in meters. So for that you need to convert this data, right? Sometimes you need to record the same data into different way. Like uh, here let's consider participants more than 160 centimeters, you grouping into one group, and less than 160 centimeters into one category. So if you are categorizing likewise, you need to record this data into different data, like you are giving numbers for this one, right? And in the calculations, like tricky intentionally I have given here height and weight. So here glucose also there, so you definitely know what I'm going to do next is calculating the BMI. So just I'm going to give you a basic idea about that. So first let's do this thing. So you have height here, so this variable is height. So you are going to transfer this, you want to transfer this into something else. For the calculation of BMI, these centimeters need to be converted into meters, then only you can calculate weight. So here it is directly given in kilograms, but height is in centimeters. So have everyone clear with this one? Yeah. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to transform this height. I'm and what I'm going to do is I'm going to transform into a different data. That means I'm going to compute this one, right? So my target variable is height, because I'm going to re-record into the same variable. So here you have in centimeters. I'm going to do that in I'm going to convert that one into meters, right? So for this one I'm using simple calculation, like if you are dividing this centimeters in 100 by 100, then you will have the answer in meters, right? So I'm going to do the same thing. So here you see height in centimeter, the variable is here, right? So I'm going to add that variable and going to divide this one by 100, and the target variable is also height. That means even though I'm taking the same variable, the target variable means what is the variable you are going to change at the end. So I'm going to change this height into meters. So height divided by 100. So now I'm giving OK. Change the existing variable. So existing variable is here in height is in centimeters. So you are going to change it into meters, right? So I'm giving OK. Yeah, this is output view. So now you see height is converted into meters, like 1.72 meters. So this is a simple calculation. So you need to have a clever idea about how you are going to convert your data, right? So so now you have weight, height, and both in right units. So you can now calculate BMI, right? So for that, again, I'm going to compute this variable, and I'm going to change the target variable into a new variable, because it's going to be BMI. It's a completely a different thing. So I need BMI as a new variable, target variable. So again, I am removing everything, and yeah, I'm doing nothing, right? So computed height, that means we changed that height centimeters into meters, and I'm going to add that one, and I'm going to divide that one by sorry, it was wrong. The equation is weight divided by height into height, right? So this is the equation. So that means the height, square of the height, that means this is going to give you the expression of BMI. So I'm going to give you okay, give okay, then okay, right? So all right, here you see the BMI is automatically calculated. Sometimes some students, I felt, they are doing this mathematics separately using a scientific calculator and things, and they are doing this separately. You don't need to do that separately. You have all the access in this thing. And here I have slight bit problem, I guess. Wait, how can this? Okay, let's ignore this because this is a random data. So BMI 47 means something. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's a big issue, right? Okay, let's ignore that, right? Okay, so now you have BMI. So now you know how to calculate data, including different variables, and you are getting output variable, a new output variable. And next, the second thing. So here in the notepad, I have mentioned how to calculate data in SPSS. That should be the first one. So however, I have done that one in the beginning, and now I'm moving into recording to different variable, because I felt like using BMI uh, is convenient for me to transfer into a different variable. So I'm going to record, right? Here, why you are recording into new variable? Before you are recording into the new variable, now you have a variable, you are going to record it into a new variable. There is a need. Why? Because that makes it easy for you to analyze data. Like if I am giving Number one, for the participant subjects whose BMI is greater than 20, I'm giving 1, and less than 20, I'm giving 2. So when you are analyzing your data, so you can categorize number one as into one category and number two into another category. So you are categorizing data. So likewise, so I think you may have confused, but when we are going through this one, you will understand this, right? And here's BMI. So I'm going to transform record into different variable, right? So I'm going to record this BMI into a different variable. For that, here in this dialog box, so you are going into transform record into different variable. So in this dialog box, you see input variable and output variable. So here something mentioned, some clues how you are going to do. So first you need to add the input variable. Your input variable is going to be BMI, right? So here computed BMI I'm adding, and that need to be transferred into something like BMI category, right? So label something, don't bother about the spellings and stuffs. So I'm giving the so you have the variable input variable, so you are going to get the output variable, that means recording into a new variable now. So output variable is going to be BMI category, right? So you are going to give a BMI category, so that is the output variable. So output variable data is here, so I'm going to change this one. Now you see this thing has changed, so your BMI is going to be converted as BMI category. So this new record is going to be appear once you completed all these tasks. So now what are you going to do is old and new values. You are going getting into old and new values. In this tab has some tricky things, and during the discussions I have mentioned these things. I think some of you may have remember this one, but I'm not sure that all of you remember this somehow. So you see there is a usually BMI ranges from, let's say, from 15 to I think there was 47 is the highest one, let's say 50. So you are going to categorize 0 to 19 as low BMI, and 20 to 25 as good, and above 25 is 25 to 50. I'm giving ranges, right? 20 to 50 is going to be something like high, right? So value in the value section, so you are going to convert this old value into new value. It means this is the old value, this is going to be converted into new value, right? So your old value is going to be you have here decimals, and you are going to give them a range. So I am going to give range 0 to 19. So here decimals also there, so I am going to give that as 19.99 as value 1, right? I'm adding, and from 20.00 to 24.99 as value 2, and let's say 2.25.002 50. You can add a through value range through likewise, but for your understanding, I mean, I'm giving this one. So once you are getting familiar with this, you will be definitely find this one easy, right? And you will recognize what is this range value through and lowest through value, like right? And then so you see, so you are going to include all the BMIs that from 0 to 19.99 as one category, and 20 to 24.99 into category 2, and 25 to 50 to category 3, right? So I'm giving continue. In all the new values are everything fine. So again I'm going to give you OK. So this is the output view in the data set. You see here, this is API. This data is categorized. That means you are converting this data is, this variable is recorded into a new variable called BMI category, right? So as I mentioned, like 0 to 19.99 means equals to low BMI, and 20.002 24.99 is equal to, let's say, good. And then again 25.00 through 50. Yes, hi. So here you see, so I have given numbers like this is as 1, and here this is as 2, and here this as 3, right? And so now you can check this one. Number 2 means it should be between it's a good BMI, that means it should be between 20 to 24.99. Yes. And number 3 means, category 3 means it should be between 25 to 50. Yeah, it is greater than 25, so it's categorized as 3, right? So likewise, it's categorized, it's recorded into a new variable, right? And here I'm going to go into this category, this variable view. In this variable view, in the value labels, I'm going to give value 1 as low, and adding 2 as good, and value 3 as high BMI, right? So okay, so here it is categorized, it's recorded into a new variable. So likewise for the scoring also you can give, like now you know, for the scoring also you can re-record this variable into a different variable. Like if a person with good BMI you are giving 1 point means, you can categorize directly between 20 to 25 as number 1. So you are giving 0.1. If they are lower BMI or higher BMI, you are considering they are as unhealthy, so you are giving 0 points for that. So likewise you can categorize. So I think you may have gone through this. So already I have discussed this little bit in the discussion section. So in the discussion, so I think you will I think you can able to understand this one. So because if I'm going further means this video is going to be extend. So for that, if you have any doubts, any unclear places, comment me in the comment section, or if not, you can just messenger me. And sorry for the poor video quality, and as well as poor sounds, because I'm doing with my onboard mics. I'm recording this thing with my onboard mic, so sound clarity may be a problem, but at the time I'm helpless. So I'm sorry for that, and So see you in the next video.